This is an amazing find. Study shows that inoculating the soil with mycorrhizal fungi can increase plant yield by up to a whopping 40%, according to the University of Zurich, Melanie Filler. Farmland often harbors a multitude of pathogens which attack plants and reduce yields. A Swiss research team has shown now that inoculating the soil with mycorrhizal fungi can help maintain or even improve yields without using additional fertilizers or even pesticides. In a large-scale field trial, plant yield increased by up to a whopping 40%. Intensive use of fertilizer and pesticides on fields reduces biodiversity and pollutes the environment. There is therefore great interest in finding sustainable ways to protect yields without using agricultural chemicals. One example of alternative biologicals is mycorrhizal fungi, which are beneficial organisms that help plants acquire nutrients. And the yields were found to improve by up to 40%. A team of researchers from University of Zurich and Basel, Agroscope, and the Research Institute of Organic Agriculture, FIBL, has now shown that for the first time on a large scale that applying mycorrhizal fungi in the field works. The fungi were mixed into the soil before sowing crops on 800 trial plots at 54 maize farms in northern and eastern Switzerland. On a quarter of the plots, the mycorrhizal fungi enabled up to 40% better yields, and that's huge, says the study's co-lead Marcel van der Heijden, a soil ecologist at the University of Zurich and at Agroscope. But there's a catch. On a third of the plots, the yield did not increase and sometimes even decreased. The research team was initially unable to explain why that happened. Pathogens in the soil. In their research for the cause, the researchers analyzed a variety of chemical, physical, and biological soil properties, including the biodiversity of soil microbes. They said, we discovered that the inoculation functioned best when there were lots of fungal pathogens already in the soil, says co-first author Stephanie Lutz from Agroscope, the Federal Center for Competence for Agricultural Research. The mycorrhizal fungi act as a kind of protective shield against pathogens in the soil that would weaken the plants. As a result, the normal yield can be maintained in fields where without mycorrhizal fungi, there would have been losses. In contrast, mycorrhizal fungi had only a minor effect on fields that were not contaminated with pathogens. The plants there are strong anyway and grow excellently. The use of mycorrhizal fungi in such cases brings no additional benefits, said the other first author, Natascha Bodenhausen from the Research Institute of Organic Agriculture. The aim of the study was to be able to predict the conditions under which mycorrhizal inoculation works. With just a few soil indicators, many soil fungi were able to predict the success of inoculation in 9 out of 10 fields, and thus could also predict the harvest yield even before the field season, says the study's co-lead Klaus Schlappi of the University of Basel, Switzerland. This predictability makes it possible to target the use of the fungi in fields where they will work. That's a crucial element for developing these technologies into a reliable agricultural method. Further research is still required to find out the easiest way to spread the fungi over large areas. Nevertheless, the results of this field trial represent a big step towards a more sustainable agriculture, concludes Marcel van der Heijden. The work is published in the journal Nature Microbiology, and this is by the University of Zurich. This is on phys.org. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. I think this is fantastic news. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.